sleeping alone again tonight. What up? There must be more than mine. Okay. We should have a little bit of little background tunes going. All right, we gotta get this all situated so I can pull chat up. Whoa, Shapes, good morning, dude. How are you? Good to see you, man. How's it going? What a pleasant surprise. All right, we got to find our lifts for upper. And there we go. Now we have now we're all situated for the day. Good, thanks. Off today, but I'm going to work on a friend's house in a bit. Just getting ready now. Dude, nice. Glad you have the day off. Glad you have the day off. And I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been a bit of a crazy time, just like in our household with the kids and Halloween and doing all that stuff. So trying to play a little catch up, but things are good. Sorry, I have headphones in just to make sure that the music's not too loud. But dude, good to see you, man. Really good to see you. Glad you have the day off. Nothing like a Monday off of work. We're gonna move this over here. Yeah, man, things have been good. Just real busy with the kids. So we're back to regular stuff. Ugh. Back on the regular timing, and dude, having jury duty last week just like totally threw everything off. And then went out late Friday with some other couples that also have kids. And then our kids' sleep schedules got all thrown off from not sleeping, and that messed up Saturday. And then on the weekends, I take over the kids in the morning. Ugh. So my wife can sleep. It's just been wild, but we're back to normal. Life happened, and now we're back on schedule. So yeah. Ugh. All right, let's get this bench wheeled over. I do need to. Thanks, dude. Yeah, it feels good having a little more predictability, I think. I mean, not that things were, like wildly unpredictable. It was more just that, dude, these kids, you have a plan, and then they're like, hey, Dad, we're not gonna do the thing you thought we were gonna do. It's like, oh, sweet. But yeah. Dude, do you have any Halloween plans? You dressing up, going out, doing anything like that? Because what, that's Friday, I think? We must be slipping. No, not a Halloween guy? That's all right. I think, you know, college was probably my, like, peak Halloweenness, for sure. Now it's just whatever the kids want to do. 30, 40, and 50. So, yeah, we did some stuff over the weekend where there were plus candy's gotten so expensive, 20 bucks for a bag to give out. It's crazy. Oh, wow. Dude, candy inflation has hit for sure. I think we go and, I mean, our neighborhood doesn't have tons of kids, but we always make sure to have some stuff on standby just in case we get some. And the kids in our neighborhood are either like high school aged or they're, you know, like my kids where they're toddlers up to like 2nd or 3rd grade. So we'll get a few trick-or-treaters this year, but because we'll be out with our kids, we do the, you know, here's a bowl of candy. Please, neighborhood kids, don't just take all of it. Like, please leave some for the rest of the kids, you know? So, and I'm not really a chocolate candy kind of guy. I like the sour gummy candies. So whenever our kids go this year, my daughter loves chocolate, but I'm about to swoop in on all her sour straws and stuff. You know, gotta do my dad tax. Gotta take what's mine. 30. Okay. Let's get this stuff. 20, 30, 40, and 50. All right, there we go. Okay. So we've got our dumbbells set up. Gonna warm up, do a little incline for a handful of sets. Just checking to make sure any texts from my wife. Nope, okay, kids must still be asleep. So we're gonna do some incline, some lat pull downs and some other stuff. And yeah, we'll get into it. So we have 3 sets of 10. We will see how the 50s feel, and then if we need to jump on over to the 60s. Is that 45 degrees? That looks like less than 45 degrees. Whoa. There we go. And we'll start getting after it. Boop, boop. Yeah, that looks more. I'm not a geometry guy, but that looks like 45 degrees. We'll take it. Same, I'll get a bag just in case. Yeah, I mean, you never know with the candy, so. Ugh. But dude, how are you, man? How have things been? Oy. All right. Okay. 50s, not so bad. So we'll just, oy. We'll throw on the 60s and it's time to start getting after it. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, okay. double checking my plate loaded dumbbell math. Just to make sure we're not YOLOing. Oy. There we go. Whew. I'm good, man. Busy at work like always. Gonna take some time to draw and relax. Nice, man. Maybe clean out the garage. Dude, productive day off, you know? Don't hate that. Don't hate that at all. How's the trailer? Still loving it? 60. There we go. Ugh. And 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Oh, and dude, I was kind of thinking about you the other day. I remember you're a bit of a patient gamer, right? Always waiting for deals whenever you decide to pull the trigger. And I don't play as much on Steam and on PC anymore, but I do play quite a bit on console still. And got, what's it called? Final Fantasy X and X-2 for like $6. So got a sweet deal on it. Yep, still love it. Was gonna use it today, but the work I'm doing doesn't really call for it. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm kind of like working my way through all the Final Fantasies. And I know 10 is highly regarded, and so I've been playing that for a little bit. Oh, Mish123, appreciate the follow. Welcome to the MeatHaus. We like to have fun here. We're just getting ready to start doing some incline bench. But thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, are you a Final Fantasy guy? Oh, and how's the new, what was it, Once Human, right? Didn't you say they had a new season? How's that going? Oh, all right. First working set, going for 10. Here we go. Whew. There we go. Oh, dude, no worries, man. I know you got places to be, so don't even worry about it. Oh, you used to play WoW. Okay. Yeah. Never played WoW, I've mentioned before. Bit of a Final Fantasy 14 enjoyer is my MMO of choice. Also played a lot of Destiny 2 for a while. I don't know if that counts. Probably not. And that game's pretty dead at this point. But yeah. I'm more of a games that I can pause and be there to help the wife and the kiddos if need be, is more of my speed these days. So, okay. So we are one set in. We're gonna do 2 more of these. Kind of a, I don't know, I guess last week was, maybe we could consider it a semi-ish deload after, life kind of getting in the way. I was only able to train about 3 days. So we are kind of back in our regularly scheduled programming now that life and the kids and everything is a little bit more predictable. So it should be a solid week of training. 3 days, or might have only trained twice last week. So got some ground to make up, but that's okay. Feeling good, feeling recovered. All that good stuff. So let's get this second set in. Whew. This left one feeling a little, oh yeah, the plate's not in all the way. Okay, we gotta fix this. Okay. All right, there we go. Ugh. Oh, Pan, what's up, man? Happy Monday, how are you? Whew. Whew. Just a little winded. That's all good. We will figure it out. But Pan, dude, how's your Monday? There must be more to my life. When you find a good band, right? Or I guess you find a band and you're like, oh, this song was pretty good. And then you listen to another song. And then you listen to another song, and another song, and another song. And then you're like, oh, this is actually pretty good. And that is how I am feeling. Not with the music that's playing, because this is all like copyright free or whatever on stream and stuff. But as I was getting ready this morning, I was listening to some full copyrighted music, and dude, it's just stuck in my head. And now I feel like I gotta go all the way back to the beginning for this group and just take it from the top, Because there's always people that'll say, oh, their older stuff was good, and then, now they're too pop, or they're, too this, or too that, or they got a new lead singer, or, the bass player left, and he wrote all the songs, and then now he's gone, and now this guy's right, whatever, right? So, I'm not at that part yet, you get to like the cynical fans, like on Reddit and stuff that just complain. We're in the, oh, we found a new band, I really like what's going on here, kind of phase. With two groups. One is called Dayseeker. I like them a lot. And the next one is Alexis on Fire. So they're both kind of like new metal, like post-hardcore kind of groups. And they're good. All right, last set, here we go. All right, first exercise. Done. Get our little spreadsheet. When I'm working at my job, this is what it's like. I'm just out here on this incline bench, updating my training spreadsheet. All right. Rows, triceps, cable. Okay. I must be slipping. Excuse me. Okay. We have to do some incline flies, 3 sets, about 10 to 12. I'll put on the 30s, I'm guessing. Chest is feeling pretty good. I mentioned this before. A big fear of mine when it comes to training, so I'll just be in that little corner up there. A big fear of mine when it comes to training is just absolutely just snapping my shit. And one of the ways that it could happen is YOLOing it on flies, for sure. Like, to the point where I don't know that I'll do much more than 30 pounds on dumbbell flies. I think, you know, if you have a pec deck or cable system, that kind of thing, you can absolutely push, you know, some of the weight, push some of the intensity, all of that, because you have kind of a fixed range of motion, right? You have the cables that have like a fixed point. You have the pec deck that has kind of the fixed point that you're working off of. But with these dumbbells, the last thing I want is to be doing a fly and then get out here and the weight get too far away from me, or one arm straighter and the other one's more bent, right? And we're just, and we're snapping our shit. And so, for now, 30s are about as good as it's gonna get at this point. And flies with dumbbells especially are not like other movements where, you know, you can progress kind of week on week. You know, like I'm not gonna get to a point where I'm dumbbell flying like 60-pound dumbbells. That would be pretty absurd. You know, I'm not Larry Wheels or something, just throwing insane weights around. So in an attempt to not get injured and tear a pec or a rotator cuff or whatever, we're gonna keep it nice and mellow, for sure. So let's adjust the old camera. We'll go like that. There must be more to my life. Okay. And because, right, there's not kind of the strength curve on this, I feel like it's more difficult, right, in like the bottom 2/3 of this movement. So that's where we're gonna try and stay, is, you know, the bottom 75% of this lift, instead of just, you know, hanging out kind of up here at the top. We're gonna stay more in this zone. All right. There's one. Oh. Left pec, not feeling bad, I'd say, but not feeling crazy good either. That looks decently framed up. Whew. Shout out to Walmart for their shaker cups. Not bad. Okay. Oh, I think our music stopped. Did we get to the end of our playlist? Oh, we did. Okay. We want to go back to, we'll get some metal playing. Sorry, y'all. And then we can turn it down just a bit. There we go. Very good. All right. So we'll do our second set, especially now that we've got some tunes hopefully coming through. Oh, next time, let me know. I thought that I had the playlist set to loop. All right. Oh, no worries, man. Don't even, not an issue at all. Whew. Hopefully they bought something. I mean, especially if you're at work, man. There's no issue at all. And there we go. Ugh. We'll set up like that for our final set of these, and then on our upper day, we will then transition to some back work. So we'll do we'll do one more set of flies, then we'll do some pull downs into some more of like a trap focused row. We'll talk about it when we get there. Then we'll do some lateral raises, you know, a little bicep action, a little tricep action, and we'll be all done. So Mondays I kind of have to push the tempo a little bit just because of work. I have some early internal meetings on Mondays, so try and get out of here with enough time to help with the kids and get ready for work. All right. Last set. Oh. All right. Whew. Pretty solid chest stimulus, you know, we've got going to kick things off. We'll need this later, so might as well just get it ready. Okay. So, oh, you guys are over there. Incline bench, done. Flies, done. Time to do some back on our upper day. So we'll be on the good old lat pull down that we have over here. And in terms of, let me get this out of the way. In terms of sets and reps, right? 3 sets, 10 to 12. I do just this, so we get a little bit more range of motion. And I like personally, I mean, also helps that I bought these, but I like a neutral grip, right? So instead of being, you know, pronated, supinated grips on a bar, it's more of a neutral grip, right? So we're holding it more like this, right? And we're driving down with our elbows kind of into our pockets. I have pretty long arms, and so when I get more into kind of like this position is where my biceps start to take over. So I try and maintain lat bias on these for about as long as I can to not let my biceps do the last little bit. It's kind of a technique nuance, I guess. And you can, of course, get a little bit of a lean going if you would like. I try and stay a little bit more strict. And I do take these to just about failure. Building a big back is a pretty large priority for me. So lat width, back thickness, all of that is pretty important for me. So, pretty good stretch we got going. All right. Okay, so there's one warm up. And we'll throw on 120 as our working weight on the day. Oh, Pan, dude, don't even worry about it, man. Customers are important. I hope they bought something from you guys. And what's up, Bowser? Whip this around. Yeah, we'll go like that. Sure. That works. There must be more in my life. And more telephone. All right. Okay. So first working set, 120. Again, trying to just keep my hands as hooks. Drive right down to our kind of like into the pocket as much as we can. Staying in that range of motion where, again, my arms and biceps don't take over, right? We want to build width in our back. Sheesh. Thanks, man. Dude, trying to get jacked like that emoji. One day. One day. Hopefully, months and months of gaining weight will pay off and I'll look jacked like you, big dog. Oh, but we got a long road to get there. Yeah. So we've got one set down. Just to give you all this thought process, right? I'm trying to stay a bit more vertical, right? Be a little bit more strict with these on my pull day later in the week. We'll get a little more kind of body English going a bit, but just don't want, again, to get to a point where, especially on it's more so my left side than my right side, where I feel my bicep wanting to take over. So it's like a interesting kind of like mind-muscle connection-y thing I'm working through. And yeah, I mean, actually, maybe we'll drop it back down for these next two sets and see if we can really bias and emphasize our lats on these. Let's see how that goes. I'm not jacked, bro. One day if I have my dream physique, I will change my real name to jacked. Hey, I mean, we're all gonna make it, you know? Dude, it just takes a long time. And a lot of reps, and a lot of food, and a lot of discipline. But we'll make it. And then, you know, we'll both be, I mean, we've got MeatHaus right now. Jacked meat sounds weird. So I don't know that we'll, Jacked House also is an interesting name. So we'll probably stick with what we've got, but, all right, here we go. Ooh, come on. Ooh, okay. Oh, we are feeling it. That is for sure. If we hit like a, you know, not bad. Just gotta get way more jacked. Dude, nobody knows my real name. My birth certificate says meat, so shout out to my parents for that one. Really pushing the limits of what a child could be named. James. I look like a James? No. It's a good guess, but no, I'm not a James. And if I was a James, like at what point do I just be Jim, you know? All right, so we've done 110. Oh wait, we're messing with the wrong. 110. There we go. Okay. Sorry, we're just updating our good old spreadsheet. Like we've talked about, what gets measured gets improved. So I like to, make sure we track and log just about everything. All right. Last set of these. Whew. Oh. Whew. Okay. Man. So James, I do back today. Today's an upper day, you know? We're just the split we're doing is upper, lower, pull, push legs. So we're trying to hit everything twice a week. And so on upper day, we do a little bit of chest, a little bit of back, a little bit of shoulders, some arms, and then we smoke our legs tomorrow. Now what do we have, 720? Okay. So for these, for my next trick, we're gonna do some seated cable rows right there. And for these, as we've talked about a couple times, your grip and hand position and elbow position really do matter. So we can talk about that once we get set up. Abs. And 3 sets of 10. Yeah, we'll do 110. Okay. So for these, I do use straps, right? You guys have seen these before. And we will use our straight bar. For these, clip these guys in. So when it comes to rows, your grip, right, and your elbow position really matters. So the more, I'll turn this way. So the more tucked your elbows are, right, the more lat you're going to recruit. The more flared your elbows are, the more trap, the more rear delt you're going to hit. And so with the angle of this seat, it's really easy for me to be tucked. It's really hard for me to be kind of way up here. So I do kind of this like 45-degree angle with my elbows. Grip is, I don't know, slightly outside of shoulder width. I use straps, try and take, again, my biceps out of the equation and just have my, in this case, kind of my lats, kind of my traps be the primary movers. And we'll just kind of get situated here. So we will do these, for 3 sets of 10. Welcome back, Pan. And yes, we are also training our back. And yeah, that'll work. We'll go like that. And in the interest of time, I'm gonna set our dumbbell up. So when we're done with these, we are good to go. Okay. And we need our little strappy straps. Ugh. So this angle should be better, I think, to see elbow placement on these. Again, up here, right, we're hitting traps, rear delts, tucked, we're hitting lats, kind of in this hybrid hand position. Whatever, if you are tracking, which you should be, your lifts in the gym, right? And if you are doing, it's like some sort of seated row, some sort of cable row, a machine row, right, that has different grip handles, might be worth noting where kind of your elbow position, right? You can either put it in degrees, or you can do like tucked or flared or hybrid or whatever works for you, because it does change ultimately the lift and the stimulus. So I think there's value in tracking things separately. So here we go. Okay. There we go. Get that guy out of the way. And we have one more set of these. Before we move on to our lateral raises. Fun. Who doesn't love big shoulders? Okay. Let's get, we still got this going? Yes, perfect. Cool. We're still cooking. And 7:30, okay. We're doing pretty good on time. I'm gonna try and get out of here before 8 a.m. So I can make sure we're ready for a lovely day at work. Fun. And then here, yeah, we're gonna do 20s. 25 is too much. This is the one example where I wish I had like 22-pound dumbbells. That'd be nice. But, oh well. Okay. Ugh. Last set on these. Trying to get a Nice big barn door back. Build some wings so I can fly away like Icarus. Here we go. All right, come on. Whew. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. We're definitely feeling it in our back, which is good. I mean, that's the target area we wanted for our stimulus. So we will take that as a W, and gonna move this guy, and we'll get our camera situated back over here for our lateral raises. Everyone's favorite. Boom, boom, and boom. All right. And that should do it, I think. Cool. What does W actually mean? Like that's a win. You know, like if you take an L, that's a loss, right? You take a W, that's a win. So you always want to take dubs. You don't want to take L's. Yeah. Or, you know, W for Wario in Mario Kart. The best character. I'm gonna win. W Panna, exactly. Whew. All right. So for lateral raises, there's so many ways you could do this. You could set, you know, a cable to like waist height and do, you know, some cable lateral raises. You could do a machine lateral where you hold the handle and you just kind of do this. You do this with dumbbells. A whole bunch of ways you could do this. Here in the MeatHaus, we do the old-fashioned way. We hold onto a dumbbell. I hang onto the rack, kind of like this, and we just start, you know, lateral raising. So we have 3 sets. I want to say it's 12 to 15 on these. So let's see how this goes. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Imagine my name's MeatHaus and I'm vegetarian. Yeah, I am not. I'm quite a carnivore, actually. Oh, there we go. MeatHaus stream. Thank you. Whew. So, oh, it's 8 to 12 on these, but we're doing 15. That's fine. I'd rather do probably more reps and see how this goes. So, woo. So 2 more. Two more sets on these. Oh, thank you for the cheering on YouTube. I appreciate that. Whew. And we'll see. Oh, Sia, what's good, man? How are you? Oh. Dude, happy Monday. Monday evening. Hope you're having a good day, dude. I'm just getting some lateral raises in. What's good, brother? Oh yeah, that's right. You had a week off. How's the first day back? Oh, and yeah, I have to go back today too. I mean, not that I was like off of work, but you know, the weekend's over. Oh, but dude, hopefully, you know, first shift is nice and mellow and not too crazy. Oh, shit. Woo. Insert blowing raspberry. That kind of day, huh? Well, dude, your Chiefs won. Or, actually, I don't know if they won. I know the Eagles won, beat the Giants. Dude, the Jets won. Not a bad weekend. Ugh. Man. Ugh. Sheesh. It's at least on Zoom, yeah. Tomorrow you travel down to your academy. I don't know, you know, geography of your city and stuff. Like how, is that a long drive? Is that a short drive? What's that like? And is it like a good thing? Oh, almost fell over. Is it a good thing that you're heading back to your academy? Like what is that? Like what's the context? But regardless, I mean, hope it's a nice drive. I gotta take these things. I don't know if you guys can see these. We have these little hanging bits up there for the, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Garage door motor that we took off. Now we just got these little dangly bits that I gotta take down. Oh, Pan, dude, no worries, man. Thanks for stopping by. Good seeing you. Hope you have a good rest of the Monday. Whew. Peace, dude. Peace, peace. It's an hour drive all the way west. Okay. Well, an hour drive, that's, I mean, are you, remember you saying not a lot of people have cars where you're at. So is that like an hour like on the bus, or do you call an Uber, or what does that look like? All right, last set of these. Here we go. Whew. All right. Oh, okay. Whew. I'm 1 hour, 1/2 public. Asked your mate for a ride. We were taking his bike. Haven't seen you in a while. How I think, dude, I was telling Shapes, he was here earlier, that, dude, it's just been crazy with family stuff. Like, last week with jury duty, just like totally threw off the entire week on Monday. And then our son is teething, so he's not sleeping super great. And, you know, I normally can like kind of get by on, you know, a little bit of sleep, but, you know, after a while it catches up on you. So like all that stuff. And then on Thursday night heading into Friday, our son just like, he didn't sleep at all. And then our daughter didn't really sleep all that much either. And so my wife on Friday, she was just exhausted. And so I woke up early on Saturday getting ready to stream, you know, to train on Saturday. And our son woke up, and so I was already up, and like I wasn't gonna go or like just leave him to cry to like wake my wife up. Like that'd be like pretty shitty of me to do that. So he was crying, and so I took care of him around like 5:30. And then by that point I was just like, all right, I'll just like stay in my office and I'll just play some Final Fantasy until the kids wake up. And then the kids got up early. And yeah, so anyways, all this to say, dude, it's just been a lot of life getting in the way and like kids and stuff. And you know, Saturday we did a Halloween thing and we were out late, which was nice. So then Sunday we slept in, the whole family did, and we did a birthday party yesterday for one of my daughter's friends, which was cool. So just been a little all over the place with familial obligations, but things are seemingly back to normal. So, you know, no jury duty. Don't have anything super crazy planned during the week, which is good. We have another birthday party we're going to on Saturday, but that's the weekend. So we're back, dude. But like, sorry, I know I'm just bending over giving you my butt right now. Like Saturday, I was just so tired. I ended up napping for like 2.5 hours. So, oh, Atlas, what's good, man? Happy Monday. I'm good. I'm doing well. I'm good, I'm doing well. Which form of grammar am I gonna stick with? I'm doing well. We're, you know, kind of cruising through the tail end of this upper day with a little arm work at this point, hitting some JM press. Ugh. How are you? How's your Monday? Okay. there's one warm up. Whew. No, Sia, you're good, man. You are not missing anybody. Whew. But yeah, dude, it's just been crazy. And I'm looking forward to falling back into our normal routine. Oh, what's up, Benjamin, on YouTube? Thanks for the message. Is there any difference in quad activation between wide stance and narrow stance squats? Yeah, typically there is. If you widen your stance a bit, I mean, also it's going to be, so like, how do I want to say this? The general answer is it depends, right? Everybody's hip anatomy is a little bit different. If you do take a narrower stance, that typically means you can get more forward knee travel. And with more forward knee travel, there will be more quad activation. A lot of this is going to be dependent on hip mobility as well as ankle dorsiflexion. So dorsiflexion is, right, your toes coming back towards your knees. So like I have, for example, very stiff ankles, and I have pretty poor ankle mobility and pretty poor ankle dorsiflexion. But with a narrower stance squat, if you have the mobility and you can get more forward knee travel and maintain, right, like a neutral bar path, you will get more quad activation. As you kind of widen your stance, right, and angle your toes out, you typically get more hip and glute and adductor activation in those instances. So short answer, yes. Longer answer, it depends on a few different things. But in general, a narrower stance with more forward knee travel will lead to more quad activation. If you need more ankle dorsiflexion, you can put like a 2.5 pound, 5 pound plate underneath your heels. Or you can find a pair of Olympic lifting shoes that have an elevated heel that's usually like 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. These are kind of expensive. To be honest, I've had mine for like over 10 years though. So I guess take that for what it's worth. Or, and probably the long-term, maybe better idea is work on hip mobility and ankle dorsiflexion, so you get that forward knee travel for your squats. So yeah, there you go. Atlas, what's good, man? Also, Benjamin, sorry if I missed your message. I don't know how long ago you sent that. I had my my phone with the chat off to the side, but hopefully that was helpful. Okay. 7:48. Okay. We kind of got to get cruising through this last little bit. So I'm thinking we're going to do the time-tested way of cruising through ends of workouts with a good old-fashioned superset. So we're going to do our JM presses for 3 sets, and then we will do our hammer curls as a superset. So we're going, sorry if that was loud, we're going ultimate pump. Yeah, Benjamin, no worries. Thanks for the question. All right. Here we go. So there's that, and then what do we have? 12. Oh yeah, we're doing 12 on both of these. Perfect. All right. So jam right into hammer curls. We've got 30 pounds. Let's now hit these bad boys. Maybe we'll do like a seated hammer curl. Oh. Oh. My forearms. Oy. Man. Guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. You know, Monday morning for me, afternoon, evening for other people, other places in the world, and yeah, no, there's lots of places and ways you could be spending your time. So thanks for being here with our little garage gym operation that we've got going. Zoom out just a bit. There we go. Oh, so yeah. If you like this kind of stuff, you know, consider following on Twitch, subscribing on YouTube, all that goodness. We're live, you know, about 5 days a week, unless something crazy happens with my kids, but we will be here about 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday. I'm like trying to give you guys a schedule, and I'm like, we're here sometimes, all the time, sometimes, but maybe this day. All right. Oh, come on. Ugh. Ooh. Okay. Sorry, I'm just logging our weight into our spreadsheet. 60 pounds. We were doing a bit more on these JM presses, but my elbow was feeling a little wonky, so now we're just hitting 60s. Do you think gaining a lot of muscle slows people in general down? Slows you down. I guess in what context, right? Because I think if you look at, I mean, I feel like the easy example is like, look at a sprinter, right? Or look at like an NFL running back, you know, like Derrick Henry as a running back is gigantic. And like in terms of raw speed, that dude's pretty quick. You know, you look at Olympic sprinters, right? They have a lot of muscle mass relative to like a marathon runner. So in terms of like physical speed, I don't necessarily think so. In terms of like life, I think they've done studies that like having more muscle mass, especially as you get older, increases not only lifespan but health span, and like lowers markers for all-cause mortality like pretty significantly. So I think building muscle on the whole is probably a good idea for most people. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. I think pancakes versus waffle versus French toast. Dude, okay, so here's the thing. I like them all. You know, that's like, that's a pretty hard choice, right? I mean, on any given day, I enjoy all of those breakfast foods, but I think, all right, if I'm looking at a menu and all three are on the menu and I can only pick one, probably picking pancakes, to be honest. I think if I'm going to like a general breakfast place, like a diner, right? Pancakes is probably my go-to. If I'm going to a Waffle House, right, you're getting waffles, obviously. I think French toast is probably last on the list for me, even though I do enjoy all three, but yeah, I'd say probably pancakes number one, waffles number two, French toast number three. Also, and this might be a hot take or a hot cake, maybe a hot take, I don't like mixing like fruits with my breakfasts. You know, like I don't like blueberry pancakes. I don't like, not that I don't like, I wouldn't order blueberry pancakes for myself. You know, French toast with like strawberries and bananas and like whipped cream, that's too much, you know? So, no, is that a hot take? I don't know. See, I don't know. That's my thought. So, if I want to maintain speed for soccer, would not gaining too much muscle be a good idea, or does it not really matter? I mean, there's also, and this is over on YouTube for the Twitch folks, Benjamin, for soccer, I mean, there's studies on like elite level college athletes where the athletes with more muscle in college ran faster, jumped higher, and performed better. So I think on the whole, having more muscle is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, if it got to the point where, you know, you're like, again, this is me making assumptions. I have no idea how tall you are. I have no idea how much you weigh. But if you were like 5'8", 260, right? Probably not good for soccer, right? But if you're
a strong and lean, 5'8", 160 playing soccer, that's probably a good spot to be in, right? I think, yeah, I would say, like on the whole, having more muscle is going to be better than having less muscle. Being stronger is always going to be better than being weaker. How that impacts speed, I don't know. I mean, at this point, like if that's a real concern, you're probably off better talking to like a real sports scientist or like someone who specializes in training athletes for soccer, and they could give you a better idea. I'm just a dude on the internet. But I would think, just based on studies in trained athletes and what those assumptions are, which is bigger, stronger, faster athletes perform better than smaller ones. So those are my thoughts. One day when I flew over, we're heading to IHOP. Dude, I've told you before, we live right next to an IHOP. And I'm sure, blueberry pancakes are good. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just, I would not order it myself. Like if I'm somewhere else and like my wife or one of my kids orders blueberry pancakes and they don't eat them all, I would eat the rest of them, for example, but I'm not ordering it for myself. So, yeah, Benjamin, no worries. Not sure if that was overly helpful or helpful at all, but yeah. So, chat, folks watching at home, all over the world. Unfortunately, this is where we have to say goodbye. It's a little past 8. I got to get ready for work. I got to shower and put on my dancing shoes and all that stuff. So we got to head out of here. Appreciate you all watching. We'll be back tomorrow for leg day. So we've got, some belt squats, some RDLs, leg extensions, hamstring curls, all that fun stuff tomorrow. But as always, really appreciate you all stopping by the stream, watching on Twitch, watching on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff, please consider following here on Twitch, subscribing on YouTube, all that fun stuff. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Always good chatting with y'all. But with that, you already know. We got to do our little sign off. You all have been great. We've been the MeatHaus. Got to get out of here. Hit them with the 2-time. See you tomorrow. Have good days. Happy Monday. Finger gun.